Good morning. Welcome back to another Live at 5 early morning motivation. It is August 15th. We're in the middle of the month. Today's quote I'm real excited about. It comes from the Motivational Manifesto. I've been really enjoying this book lately. I haven't actually rotated off that much each morning. I've been reading it quite a bit. It's a fast read. It's an easy read. And there's just lots of really good stuff packed throughout the whole book. The quote's pretty short today, but it's a challenging quote, but I love it. And I'm just going to jump right in and give it to you, and then I'll talk about kind of how it relates to me. Is this personal power is directly tied to personal responsibility, which most people avoid. And it's by Brendon Burchard. And again, it's from the Motivational Manifesto. The book looks like this. I'm going to read it one more time just because I think that it's really powerful. It's personal power is tied directly to personal responsibility, which most people avoid. And this is just it hits me right in the face because to me, when I look at it, I think about either in my career at work or I think about it with my business and eBay. And it's like I'm around people, and I'm guilty of it all the time, but you get around people and they usually go one of two ways, right? Things go wrong and it's either someone else's fault or it's their own fault. And that same choice, it seems like they're either, according to this, and I agree with it, it's like in that choice of deciding whose fault it is, you're also removing or giving yourself personal power. And it's just such an amazing concept because I think it gets overlooked quite a bit. And I know I'm guilty of it as well when things aren't going well, is that it's easy to not think it's your fault. It's easy to not find the reasons why it's your fault. But if it is your fault, and if you can take responsibility for it, then that means you actually can change it. And so the moment that you decide it's someone else's fault, you no longer have the power to change it, which means you've lost any personal power around the situation. And that makes it that much more challenging to deal with. So for me, like this is huge for me, especially when balancing a day job and building a business on the side. In my case, an eBay business, it's like having the personal power to control both is big for me to continue wanting to work on each of them, right? The minute that I don't have control over one of them is the minute that I'm going to lose interest, or I'm going to get frustrated, or I'm going to lose momentum, or I'm not going to want to work on it. And, and obviously if you work full time and you work for someone else, you have even more of an issue with that because a lot of times things are a little bit out of your control. But if you can latch on to the few things that you do control, then you can take some of that power back and that control in the situation. Even if you don't 100%, you still get some of that power around the situation. So just thought it was a really great quote. And I'll just say one more time, personal power is directly tied to personal responsibility, which most people avoid. And so I love that. Hopefully that resonated with some people listening. I just want to check and see who we got in the chat here. It's great to be back. I've been traveling for a couple days. Awesome to get back to routine. Got 23 watching live. Yeah, Ali, Easy Money, Treasure Hustlers is here. Thrift Stack. We got Victor, Cruising Profit, Aaron. Hey, Deb. We got Blue Moon Relics. Brilliant Family. Michelle's in the house. We got Chick Picker and Rose and Birdie. Thanks so much for stopping in, guys. Hopefully you guys are having an awesome, I guess it's Tuesday and middle of the month. Hopefully your sales are cranking. Mine have been pretty solid even while I was traveling. And as you can see behind me, I've got all these clothes that I need to get listed and get back on that momentum. Hey, Corey, thanks. Appreciate it. But in either case, I'm going to get to it. Middle of the month, charged to the finish here, and glad to be back to normal routine. Appreciate everyone stopping and joining me. Hit that like button on the way out if you don't mind, and hope you guys have an amazing day. See you later.